What's going on, people? I hope all of you are doing well out there today. Today, I'm going to show you a pretty interesting gaming gem, and yes, hopefully you're going to like it. So today, we're going to go through a couple of different things, right? Obviously, this is gaming coin I'm going to mention to you, but also a little bit later, I'm going to backtest a little bit to look at trend analysis in gaming, because I think that we could use that to our advantage, right? Obviously, you guys know me. If you do, if you don't, if you're new, then press subscribe, all right? So, press that button right there if you're new. If you're not, then press the like right there. Let me know what you're thinking of what this coin could potentially be. And, what are you bullish on right now, right? This is a community channel. Would love to know what you guys are thinking. So with no further ado, let me get into this coin with you real quick. All right. So let's do it. The coin I'm talking about is called Elumia Crowds. Okay, so currently this is at a 9 million market cap right here, as you can see, around about 10. We could round it if you wanted. But obviously low cap gem at rank 2,321. Here is it's actually based on Solana. So look, lo and behold, I'm covering a Solana coin, all right, because you guys know I'm not that bullish on Solana. But we can get into that a bit later, why I might not be. But either way, this one's quite a good one, right? So if we're going to look at charts, it depends what you guys think about these type of charts, but there's plenty of people out there who just disregard something like this, right? But at the same time, have these people been in crypto for long? Because basically this is what happens in every single crypto chart, right? So I don't know, right? That's up to them. But if we were to look at current price action, so for example, this last year, obviously we've seen a massive spike right here, which things started to heat up. We got to a 15 million market cap, as you can see right there. So we did have quite a lot of money going in here at one point, and obviously starting to like dampen out a little bit, right? So you can see that right here. So maybe it's up to you guys. Obviously not financial advice or anything like that. Maybe it's a good opportunity if you like this coin. So yes, cool. Either way, let's have a little look and show you a bit more about this project. All right, so here we go. Okay, so this is Legends of Elumia. Okay, Elumia Crowds, and let's just have a little look for you. So look at this nice little animation going through the site. Okay, and this is going to show you a bit more about the actual game, right? Looks pretty interesting. Can you say? Obviously graphics looking very, very nice. It is a bit like, you could say, not Final Fantasy, but like a little bit like that a bit. But what do you guys think? What do you think what could you compare this to in terms of like a Web 2 game, right? Obviously you've got some cool dragons. It's like a medieval type of game, right? You could say, and look, you've got skeletons as well. But look, very entertaining, and you can say that, right? So a bit more about this game. I'll just go through it real quick, and then we'll go and break everything down. How we do. Okay, so cool. And you can see they've got partners, those are pretty good ones. And then yes, they've got a whole different types of gameplay as well. And just showing you what you might be able to own inside of it, the different coins. And yeah, so that's the quick brief overview. Okay, so looks pretty cool when you say, but we have to go in, and it's not just cool like and just showing you this stuff. We have to go in a bit more and dig deep and look at fundamentals and all that type of stuff, right? So obviously you might have noticed that they're not showing the team on here, right? But I've done digging and I've found the team. So yes, it is a docs team, but obviously because this is the gaming landing page, you might not see it. All right. So that's one thing I'd say if you are looking for projects and stuff, like, then, just dig a little deeper. Don't just look at the site and then if it's not on there, because you need to remember that some of these are game pages, right? So landing pages for games, and you might not be able to see the team in that. So you have to go to like the company site and all this other stuff. So yeah, some little tips for you there. So first place I'm going to look at, right, is the team. Okay, so I've dug this out a bit, so let's have a little look. All right. So the actual team behind this is called Solaris Games, right? So obviously, being on Solana, they are quite focused on that, right? And the two main people that we want to focus on is obviously the co-founder, COO of Solaris Games, and also the CCO. So why are we looking at him? So let's look at Alex first. So Alex is this dude right here, and I'll show you why it's quite interesting. Okay, so here's Alex, obviously representing the game right here. And then, yes, look at his experience. Okay, so lead character designer at Games Workshop, associate art director at Ubisoft. Absolutely amazing experience right there. Okay, and obviously been a freelancer on Unity as well. So a Unity artist. Unity is a gaming platform. Gameloft again, right? So some pretty amazing experience, right? Some very, very good experience from him. So pretty interesting, right? Another thing, okay, next guy we've got Simon B. So obviously he's showing it as well there. He's obviously showing he's working full time on it, but yeah, he hasn't got like the logos on it or anything like that. But yes, obviously working on this project. He's also an advisor to a couple of other projects. It seems. But yeah, in terms of out of the two, like this guy obviously stands out the most. So pretty interesting, right? And then also there was some other people, worthy people to mention inside their team. So I don't usually just go into random developers and stuff, as in, but yeah, he's a games leadership, and he's also working at head of production at Elumia. And yeah, he also has quite a good experience at Gameloft again, right? So game manager at Gameloft and a couple of different gaming experiences. So yeah, you can see where this is quite interesting, right? So that's the background of the team. Looks pretty interesting when you say. So the next place I'm going to go is obviously partners, right? So if we're going to quickly go down that road. So yeah, no, Read and Weep, right? Animoca Brands, which obviously Animoca Brands is very, very big inside of crypto. They're a massive crypto investor. I think they're the biggest inside of gaming. So they've got them behind them. They've got Spartan as well, another really good investor inside of crypto. We've got crypto.com. So some pretty good ones right here, some pretty good partnerships. So yes, quite interesting, right? And obviously you've got some testimonials, it seems. So yeah, we are excited to support the experienced team at Elumia. So they're supporting them, which is developing obviously the MMORPG that aims to be the best in class game quality and open metaverse. Yeah, so obviously quite cool, right? And this is from the obviously exclusive chairman, and then yes, we've got other testimonials. Fair play, right? Fair play. So that is that. So the idea is next, right? So is this a good idea, like overall, and how does it compare to others? I think yeah, it's pretty interesting. Obviously, it's a little bit niche again, as in so in terms of a game, yeah, like it depends on the demographic you're trying to target, right? I like the style of it. So in terms of the style of the game, it looks like it could appeal to a lot of things. So it's not like one of them games where you're seeing a lot of gore. It looks a bit like cartoony, which is great. And obviously you've got like things that people would appeal to, like if you've got dragons and obviously horses, the wilderness. So yeah, it just depends on the demographic that we're trying to target here, but it looks quite interesting. So yeah. The next part to review is the website, right? So I think it's quite a decent website. Okay, so one thing I don't like though straight off the bat is as soon as you get on the site, you have this like kind of blank area, and then you scroll down, and then it obviously gets really cool and stuff, right? And then yeah, but obviously it's great that they've got gameplay inside of the site, which I think is good, because you need to be able to know what you're potentially getting into and what's the game about, right? So this bit is really good. And yeah, in terms of this, I think this could probably be a bit clearer, like better pointed out. So obviously, rather than a big paragraph of text and stuff behind this, I would probably break this down a bit further, like some bullet points type of thing, make it a bit more adventurous, maybe. But yeah, obviously having these nice graphics are great. Partners look great to me. And then obviously the breakdown of play as well. So we'll get down to this in a minute when we talk about product. And yeah, so this is interesting though, right? So 2 coins. I'm not sure why, as in, but I will get to that in a minute as well. So yeah, stuff to think about overall. So the next place is the actual product. So this is where it's going to get a bit more fun now. Okay. So for example, we've got Illumia City, right? So make friends with socialize and other players. So you've got a city, it's like an open world, right? And then you can do different things with the coin, and you can kind of see the gameplay right here, right? And yeah, it's basically like a whole massive city that you're in, right? But you can see it looks very like friendly, right? It's like a nice and friendly place. It reminds me of like Farm Heroes and stuff like that. So yeah, and then you've got PVE. So you've got explore hostile worlds and challenge. What's this? Is formidable. That's it. Dungeons. Team up with others to defeat powerful enemies and end up in game raids. So that's pretty cool. You can team up with people, create and join player guilds, upgrade and power up your characters. So that's pretty cool. And then obviously it's giving you a little bit of an overview here so that you can see. So quite interesting gameplay, right? As you can see, and obviously other people inside the game teaming up. Pretty cool. And yeah, PvP. So yeah, challenge other players to test. So yeah, basically like going against people, right? One-on-one. So could be like, you go against someone, you put your stakes up, you lose, you win, winner takes all, that type of thing, right? So quite interesting. And this is also the NFTs as well. So it's got NFTs inside this. And then you can fully own them as well. So here's just some examples of ones you can own. And then yeah, being able to go to different levels. So you've got different levels as well. So yeah, pretty cool in that side of things. So in terms of the game ecosystem, this is a little bit interesting. Okay, so I'm not too sure why they've done this, but for example, the actual token ELU, the one that's worth 9 million in market cap, it is used for community governance events, access to exclusive character drops, in-game activities. But then the EKS token, all right, so this is the Illumia crystal shards. So it's in-game currency, right? So in-game currency and medium of exchange, purchasing in-game items and services, player boost enhancements. So, I had to have a little think about this. Okay. So Illumia crowd is cool, but the actual token doesn't do too much, right? If anything, EKS, right? Illumia crystal shards is actually more utility, right? Like why wouldn't you go for that? Okay. And this is where the interesting part comes in. Okay. So yeah, I'll get to that in a second. All right, and I'll refer back to this, but it is quite interesting, this token here, right? So that is, you could say, the product, but let me give you a little bit of an overview because I've got dug this out, this little video right here to play for you, just to show you the gameplay. So this is someone actually playing it, and yeah, obviously quite good, right, in terms of graphics and what you can actually do. And obviously yeah, I think it looks pretty decent. Looks like a friendly game. So yeah, cool. What else we got? So we got the socials. Okay, so next we want to look at social media. So I'm going to show you the Twitter account. Quite an interesting Twitter account. So in terms of you've got 47,000 around about followers on Twitter. And then just looking at some of the gameplay like on Twitter, you can see some pretty good action on the product. I mean, product is looking nice, right? You could see this probably getting played by loads of different demographics, children, teenagers, adults, like lots of different people, right? I could definitely see this potentially doing well overall. And yeah, obviously in terms of posts, like interactions, like 62 comments, 45k views, around 200 or 300 likes. So yeah, getting fairly all right traction on social media. A lot of things, yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Okay, so the last thing is the coin utility, which you kind of looked at already. Okay, so coin utility is these. So this is where it's interesting, right? So this is maybe where I'll get into the interesting part now. Okay, so Illumia crowds. Okay, if we're going to look at the coin utility, I think the EKS, this one right here, Illumia crystal shards, might be probably better utility, right? So Illumia crowds is this at 9 million, just under, you could say 10 million market cap. Okay. So, but what about Illumia crystals? Okay, Illumia crystals is this, okay? Only 90k in market cap. All right, so giving you some Illumia little crystal gems right there, right? So yeah, this one is obviously had a little spike when that ran up. Okay, what did it actually get to? I think in market cap, it's not going to tell me, but in terms of price, we're currently at 10 cents and it got up to 36 cents, right? So, and now a massive pullback and a really tiny market cap, but obviously fully diluted. We've only got 1% out of supply apparently, if there's, well, around about 1.6%. And then, yeah, currently fully diluted at 5 million. But, if you're looking for little opportunities now, right, where, people might not be, they're just looking at, they're just looking at this and then they're jumping on that. You got another little opportunity right here, right? So this is, it's this one, right? Yeah, mad, absolutely mad. Okay. So it's the same project overall, and you've got more utility in that token. Which one would you pick? I mean, I know where I might be picking if I was jumping into this. I would just be looking at bargains, right? So yeah, something to think about right there, isn't it? So yes, next, where do we think this project could go? And this is actually going to lead us a little bit more into the back testing of games and all different things like the gaming narrative, right? So could this really do it 1000x? Could it do more? Could it do less? Well, let me have a little look for you guys. All right. So I've done a little bit of calculations on this. So let's say we were to compare it to Axie Infinity. Obviously, we're shooting for the stars there. All right. But what's going on with Axie Infinity at this current moment? So Axie Infinity at this current moment is just under a 1 billion market cap, as you can see here. And if we were just to look at the website real quick, okay. So obviously kid friendly, you could say, with Axie Infinity the game, and obviously back in the day, we could say the last cycle, this did outperform. This performed very well in terms of the gaming sector. It's one of the highest in market cap. And if we're just looking at the style of gameplay of that type of thing, obviously there's a bit more childlike, but it's friendly, right? So that's why I think Illumia crowds might do quite well in this up and coming market, because it's a very friendly looking game, right? So similar type of style, I would say. But yeah, anyway, let's not digress. Okay, so Axie Infinity being currently a 1 billion market cap, what if we was to get Illumia crowds, this coin, not the other coin, right, to that market cap, right? So what would that be, and what would that give you? It would give you this. Okay, so current market cap right now, obviously around about just under 10 million, and then going into a 1 billion market cap gives you 102x, not including dilution. Obviously you definitely might have to weigh that into this. It's only 1.6% out of supply apparently. So yeah, you might need to weigh that into this. Other things though, okay, all-time high. This is not an all-time high, right? So let me just quickly go back. So if we were to go to Axie Infinity, and we're looking at a 1 billion market cap currently, okay, but all-time high, it was way higher. Okay, so all-time high, Axie Infinity got to just under 10 billion. Okay, so 9.6 billion, give or take. So what could we get if we got to that? All right, what could we get? And yeah, you guessed it, it's going to be ridiculously crazy. Okay, so yeah, there we go. 1042x, obviously not including dilution, right? But yes, an absolutely crazy price target if we was to do that. Okay, so obviously, what do you guys think? Is this absolutely ridiculous, or is it insane to think that this type of thing could happen? And I was going to quickly answer some of your questions, and then I'm gonna go in a little bit into a deep dive into backtesting, looking at trends. Okay, so let's see what you guys are saying. Cool. Okay, so we've got a couple of people. So look, hey buddy, looking forward to the gem. Have you looked into AWT? Google and Microsoft backing IGN. Stream release could be huge. Yeah, I have looked at AWT. It looks quite interesting. It is actually a good product. Product looks really good. But I would say, look, it's not backed necessarily. Well, it is kind of backed by Google and Microsoft. It's incubated, so they gave them some funds, right, to produce a project. There's a couple of things to definitely note with that project though, after doing research on it. So for example, the team isn't necessarily doxed, right? You've got one guy you could find, but then he's not showing his face. So there's only one person you can actually dox in the team. But all that said, obviously you've got quite a lot of good pros on that project. Other things as well is, I don't know if everyone's looked at this, but they had their funding pooled at one point. So they had a lot of money going into this. I think it was 100 million valuation before, right? And then the backers actually pulled out. And this is why that market cap is so low now when it actually got released. So things to think about. Why did they pull out? I don't know. All right. but obviously there's things to think about. But it is actually looking great. It's looking like a great project. So yeah, it's just things to be aware of. And I'm pretty sure they've actually got backers again. So yeah, pretty cool, right? But yeah, thanks for your question. Yeah, Meta Fighter and what's this? Sony looks good. Meta Fighter, better version of Cat. Okay, cool. And Sony has a game better than Element Raiders. Cool. And sick looking card game. Their marketing team should be sacked. Yeah, man. Well, that's the thing. A lot of these projects, I think, like, this is the way I see this. A lot of these projects, right? They know the same thing I know, right? And that is when the bull run comes, that's where all these prices are going to go absolutely nuts. Why would you market at this current moment, right? Obviously, some people are marketing, but I can just tell you from even just looking at and listening to AMAs from projects, all these things, everyone's waiting for the halving, man. So this is where a lot of this stuff is going to come in. Obviously, we're getting in at ground floor prices because no one is marketing. So look at it as an advantage because I think that is, a lot of things are going to be coming in. Loads and loads of narratives are going to be coming in. Everyone is waiting for that halving event to go absolutely crazy with it, right? They're going to give you a whole bunch of announcements and all this, right? So yeah. Yeah. Hello. How you doing? How are you doing? AWT more Pacific. I don't mind. Okay. Oh yeah. Abyss Worlds, of course, right? So you've said it there. Thank you. Don't sleep on it. Yeah, I mean, I think you don't sleep on it. It's a great project. It is looking good, as in, but just be aware of the pros and the cons. All right, just whenever you get into anything, not financial advice, of course, you just need to weigh the pros and the cons. Right, that's actually what I do on my channel. Give you the pros, I give you the cons. I try not to give you as much as opinion as a lot of the other people out here, because opinions are like assholes. Everyone has an opinion, okay, and that's just the way it goes. I'm a UX researcher by trade, and basically my job is to sift out opinion, right? I need to find who's important, right? So users are important in products. So when people use it and then they actually get frustrated or whatever it is, it's my job to try and find out why you don't like something, right? So other than that, a stakeholder or someone who's like the CEO or whatever will say to me, they want this done, or like they want this, I don't know, a green button somewhere or whatever they want, right? Doesn't mean they're right just because they're the stakeholder. They are probably wrong because they just are using their opinion. They're not looking at like how does someone interact with something, right? So my job is to filter out and sift to get to the truth, and that's exactly what I'm doing in crypto. We get to the pros, we get to the cons, and yeah, sift it all out. If you like all that, obviously I will show you the cheat sheet a little bit later, and where you can really take advantage of this strategy with not having so much opinion in it, right? But yeah, cool. Okay, you're welcome. It's going to do really well. It's very undervalued, under radar right now. Cheap IGN state most anticipated game of 2024. Yeah, I had a look at that as well. They put a valuation 100 million market cap. Yeah, crazy, right? It could do well. It could do well indeed, right? But yeah, what else we got? Yeah, the new gem looks good, Aaron. I'll dig deeper, I assume, into this. Shame it's not easy to buy. We need Uni and Pancake. I agree. That is actually a very good point. So this is another thing with the whole Solana ecosystem, right? So a lot of the coins on Solana ecosystem, you only have a couple of exchanges which are like Solana-based ecosystem exchanges. So it's quite hard to buy their infrastructure. It kind of does put me off a little. But obviously that's okay. Solana, is it a good thing it's on Solana or a bad thing? Obviously some people might look at it as a good thing. Personally, I don't necessarily. I would actually downgrade it because of that, because Solana is quite a centralized chain, and we are relying on it in the bull run to not have any outages. If it does, it's not going to last long, as in or a lot of the ecosystem will be affected. So the track record is there that they've had that. Also very much tied to FTX. Still, a lot of the coins are held by them and Alameda Research. They've got a couple of different things which I was reading. I think there's a lot of exploits what could happen with it. So yeah, I'm just trying to stay safe, and obviously it adds an element of risk if something is built on Solana, from my opinion. But that's just my opinion. Like I said to you, you've got to make your own as well. So yeah. Like smashed. Thank you, brother. Thanks so much for liking it. Smashed. Yeah. Is Elu just one game? It is one game. Yes, it is one game. So yeah, I'm gonna get into that point in a minute actually about one game, right? Because I think it's very interesting that people talk about that. So trivia update. Trivia, yeah, not much going on with trivia at the moment. Same old stuff, right? But in terms of trivia, It looks all right, but if you read the reviews, all right, of trivia, there's quite a lot of negative reviews. So obviously that you've got to weigh that in. This trivia is definitely a risky play, right? It's not one of them ones where I would say, it's the likes of I don't know, a top tier, right? But you can still get a load of gains in coins which aren't top tier, right? So that's kind of my point. So you could have, let's say GFAL, right? GFAL is a top tier project, right? It's not one game, but obviously we'll just use that as an example. And you could see that going to the heights. Like it could become number one inside of crypto, for example, for gaming projects, right? Not necessarily one game, but obviously a gaming studio. So that's what I'm trying to say. But with trivia, it's a low cap, right? A lot riskier. But then there might be potentially more gains. So obviously GFAL being at like a 50 million market cap, it needs to get to a higher market cap to achieve quite a lot of good gains, right? But trivia being such a small like market cap, even if it like 100x, it would only probably be at GFAL's market cap, right? So that's what I mean. There might be more gains in it, but more risk, more reward, or maybe not, okay, because they're risky. So that's kind of the way I see trivia as a play. But yeah, Aaron, one of the nicest guys in space. Oh, thank you, bro. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Cool. I think AWT is also a hidden gem, bro. Yeah, AWT is a hidden gem. It looks good, in my opinion, too. But that's just my opinion. If you want to actually find out what I think of that, right, get the cheat sheet, join the Patreon, and you can actually see what I really think about these projects. And it's not even just what I think; it's about fundamentals. So yeah, man. But while I'm on it, I'll just try and show you a little bit more about that. So give me a second, and I'll pull some stuff up for you. Okay, so obviously Patreon is popping off right now. It's been quite good actually. So recently quite a lot of people have joined, and yeah, I've only literally got 3 spaces now. So honestly, join it. 3 spaces remaining at this price. Prices are going up. I'm still the cheapest guy out here. Okay, so if you're worried about funds and all this other stuff, all these other people, they are way more more expensive than I am, and I've only got 3 spaces. So obviously when these go, it's gone, okay, and everything goes up at that point, right? So economy class as well. To be honest with you, business class is where it's at. That's where all the value is. So if you want to do fundamentals and look at fundamentals, and I score everything that way, then this is the right place for you, okay? But that's also going up economy class. It's okay, you get the community, but you only get the price projections inside of here. You don't get all the scores. So business class is definitely where I would recommend all of you guys going. And yeah, first class if you wanted, but obviously it's expensive. And yeah, I think in terms of me trying to give you real value and all this other stuff, business class, I think you'll get what you're trying to looking for there. Obviously, if you really need help, like a mentor type of thing, then yes, I'm happy to do this as well. And this will give you one-on-one conversations, one each month. So yes, you can get me to look at whatever you would like to look at, portfolio, whatever it would be. So yeah, in terms of the cheat sheet, so this is actually the cheat sheet. I've got a whole bunch of coins in here, which I've got fundamentals for, and I score on team, partners, idea, website, product, socials, and coin utility. And this is me gem hunting near enough, well, not near enough, every single day. Okay. I look at loads of different coins. I've got a whole bunch of stuff that I look at. I've got areas like to be reviewed. So there's a massive list of coins which I'm looking at here. And these are all going to be in a cheat sheet at some point. And yeah, I'm Richie reviewing the fundamentals, trying to take the opinion out. Okay. Obviously, you guys see a whole bunch of people shouting and screaming, thinking they're bullish on this other stuff, creating fake narratives out of nothing, right? Because obviously they're trying to hype things. I think that, it's all about fundamentals, and the way you can find things early is from fundamentals, right? So you've been able to find like great teams, for example, right? Or great projects that have big partners early is how prices increase, right? So, by just doing it this way, you can find a whole bunch of stuff. And I've got it in all these different categories as well. So, if you was to look at these, for example, I've got top 20 coins in ones what I've been through a cycle before, ones what haven't. So the new ones, and you've got the ones what have. You've got, for example, AI, gaming, Bitcoin scaling, and all this other stuff. And yeah, so lots to obviously think about. Yeah, lots to offer you guys. Honestly, lots to offer you guys. I hope you guys join, and I'll see you in there. It's a great community. It's growing. Some really good Discord, and yeah, you will get a lot of value. So cool. But I think now might be the time, okay, to look a little bit more at some cool other stuff. All right. So give me a second and I'll bring some stuff up for you. Okay. So this is the question that I want to answer for you guys. All right. So what gaming trends performed the best last cycle? Let's backtest. Okay. So the reason I want to backtest is okay. I have heard on crypto, wherever, Twitter, whatever you want to say, I've just heard people say that, okay, uh, the gaming hubs, right? They are the ones what are going to be doing the best. Okay. And obviously, people can say that type of thing, but, is there a track record of that happening in the last cycle? And obviously, is that a narrative, right? Is that actually true? Okay. So my thing is, let's actually look at it. Okay. So my thing right here, check this out. One sec. Okay. So we've got Axie Infinity. Okay. Went to a market cap once upon a time, okay, of 9.6 billion. Okay. That was one game. Okay. Just one game. All right. 9.6 billion. And we had Gala Games. Okay. So you can see that here. And we got to a market cap of, one sec, we got to a market cap of just under 5 billion. Okay. So when we're talking about backtesting, right? If you was doing trading right now, any type of trade, you need to have a strategy or you backtest, right? So look at backtesting results. This is the backtesting results. If people are saying that they're only bullish on, okay, the gaming ecosystems, or rather than the games, well, the actual data says otherwise, right? Axie Infinity one game got more market cap, doubled the market cap of Gala. Okay, so just maybe want to think about that rather than just listen to opinion. Look at the data, right? So other things to look at as well is currently in this current market, right? We have the top gaming coins. This is on Coin Market Cap. And what are the top ones? Okay, so number one is Immutable X, which is obviously a gaming infrastructure. It's not a studio; it's a gaming infrastructure. Multiverse X gaming infrastructure again. Okay, so obviously infrastructure plays seem very interesting, right? And then we've got Sandbox, a game at number 3, Axie Infinity, a game at number 4, infrastructure with Beam, Decentralized, a game, and then I'm not sure what WeMix is, and then I think infrastructure again, Ronin, and then we got Gala as an actual gaming studio, and that comes in it. I think that's 8th, is it? No, not even 8th, but it's in the top 10, right? So my thing is, all right, what are you more bullish on, right? Games still have potential, I think, and just one game can do very well if the game is very good. So yeah, it's food for thought, isn't it? When you're thinking about your investment strategies, not financial advice, of course, but food for thought, because you need to look at this type of stuff and information to when you're actually going to do projections of where you think things will go, and the actual opportunity inside of a project and how far something might do well. So yeah, hopefully that's answered some of that as well, because I think it's good to actually show the real data behind stuff, right? And this is just at this current moment in the bull run. This might be different. Okay, you never know. Gaming studios might go to the top, but you never know. Games might outperform this, and yeah, we will just have to see how this all carries out throughout the market. So yeah, what else have we got? Okay, so let's see what some of you guys are saying from before. So you said this, Mora Game CEX 30th plus Immutable X partners. Okay, so Immutable X are partnered with Mora Games, have they? Okay, talk of Neo Tokyo, very solid. Yeah, Neo Tokyo looks pretty interesting because obviously the main reason it looks interesting is the people who's behind it, right? Immutable looks good as well. Obviously, an infrastructure play, so very cool. And then yeah, Mora Games, it's okay, right? That's what I would say. As in, it's got a couple of red flags I did see with it. So just be a little bit careful in that one overall. But yeah, it doesn't look too bad. But yes, I think just be aware of all the red flags and stuff when you look at projects. Don't ignore them just because you're hearing someone hype about it. Like, try not to get the FOMO when someone's doing that, right? Because your mission is to not feed into that, and then you're not trying to buy tops, right? When all this hype comes in, you see something pump absolutely crazy, like that's how you can also get wrecked, right? Obviously some people do well in that, a lot of people don't, right? You kind of have to be looking for this stuff before the hype comes, right? So, and if you want help with that, join the Patreon. Okay, definitely join the Patreon. Okay, what I was going to show you, I was actually going to show you something. What was I going to show you? Forgotten. I have forgotten. Yeah, that might be it, man. That might be it. I think there was something I was going to talk about, but it slipped my mind. It slipped my mind. So yes, I think that might actually be it. But if you are loving this stuff, right? If you're thinking that, yeah, this is a great show or whatever, right? Then 1 second, let me hide that. Then you know what to do, man. Press that like, smash it, like someone just did earlier on the stream. Thanks for doing that. And yes, subscribe as well, because this is the right place that you need to be to try and find altcoin gems. I'm in this market trying to do that, right? I'm trying to find. You want to see? Actually, this is what I'm going to show you, right? So if you think that I'm not a researcher, right? Okay, look, research page number 1, all right? Research page number 2, number 3, okay? Number 4, I'm not going to go on, right? But this is all the stuff that I'll be doing. I'm marking scores all the time, all right? This is what I do. I'm trying to find the gold, and I'm just trying to share this journey with you. So, you know, join the actual Discord, and you can find out all the scores I give this. You can find all the projects I'm looking at, all of that stuff, right? And I'd love to have you there. It will be great. So yeah, don't miss out on it, man. We've only got, I'll say, just under 2 years before, you know, I'll be probably selling a lot of my bags. And yes, I have a sell strategy coming. I'm working on that in the background. So yes, I've been in this cycle. Wait, I've been in 3 cycles. This is my 3rd cycle, right? So yeah, I've been able to do quite well in crypto. So up to you guys. But anyway, let me know what you think of the project, Elumia Crowds. I'd love to know your opinion. And if I don't see you though, I'll more than likely see you at the top. Peace.